Hi, my name is Hat here. I'm bringing you GBA Battle Week 2, Season 2 against Kyle and the Chicago Granbulls. This is a very, very thrilling match, so I highly suggest you stop whatever you're doing and pay attention to it. In my opinion, it's the best GBA match I've had in the last season and whatever the start of this one is. But Kyle's got a very interesting team from what he can choose from, not just with what he brought. He has a dual weather team, and I also have a pseudo sand team. And I knew going in that his two weathers beat my weather, so I wasn't even going to bother with the weather war. My main concern actually was, what do I have that can survive a possible Specs Draco Meteor or Side Shock or anything that Latios wants to pull out. Even if he decides not to go with Specs, it's going to hit very hard. But this is a really interesting match. We both kind of make really questionable plays and kind of throw away our win conditions each at separate times, so it becomes very kind of thrilling and intense battle towards the end where neither of us really knew who was going to win, and it kind of came down to who made less mistakes. But we'll get into this battle after we get this nice black screen going. So Kyle's gonna, he's gonna issue that challenge, sharing a DS to somebody, so he doesn't even have his own name. Go figure. But I'm gonna lead off with the Zelf, and the whole thing with this Zelf was I knew it could not be a win condition for me. The whole thing I wanted to do is I wanted to get up a light screen if I could against his Latios, and then I just wanted to explode against something. So whether I got rid of his weather user, whether I got rid of, say, Mega Houndoom had he brought that, but he sends out Donphan, and I know I was sturdy. I don't want to do anything with that. I figured he was gonna get rocks up, so I was like, I'll Mega Evolve quick before rocks get in. It won't be a big deal. And I'm not really sure what went through my mind. I was thinking that Charizard still had his flying type, and especially because he went in for Earthquake against my Levitator, so I was confused about that. And then I don't know why I did this. I still, looking back, I have no idea what my thought process is, why I went for a turn 2 Dragon Dance or turn 3 Dragon Dance with that against the Donphan that I knew it makes no sense to me. So I'm like, well, Charizard's basically done already, especially if he gets rocks. I didn't bring a spinner, I didn't bring Excadrill. And I was like, well, Thundurus will be a good switch if he wants to maybe lock himself into it. Plus, I have Grass Knot, so I can break his Sturdy. I'm not too worried, which he does. It brings him down to Sturdy after he hits me with the Ice Shard. And now he's going to get his rocks up because he knows that Donphan at this point is done. The good thing about this, even though Charizard is basically useless, and Thundurus has taken a little bit of damage, now rocks are up, is that he does not have his Donphan, which is going to be huge when it comes to me having the ability to possibly explode with something, because I do have the normal gem explosion. And unfortunately, I opted for Fire Blast over Grass Knot on the Azelf because I figured if he does run his Sun team over his Water team, I can take more advantage of the Fire Blast with that. So Donphan goes down to give me that early 6-5 lead, but I mean it's kind of arguable at this point because Charizard's dead on a switch, and so he's fodder. I don't like this matchup at all. I don't have Hidden Power Ice on this Thundurus set. I opted for Grass Knot instead. So I'm just going to Volt Switch out of there to give me some more of a favorable thing. So I go into Registeel Jackson here. Anyone get that reference? Obviously he's an Oklahoma City Thunder fan. Not Thundurus, but Thunder fan. Because all he does is just stop things. And he just goes for the Sleep Powder on the switch. It's not a bad play at all. I'm going for Sleep or for Leech Seed. You're getting a really good bang for your buck if you hit the move there, but I'm just going to recover that with leftovers, whatever rocks was. And I know outside of putting me to sleep and getting Leech Seed, he can't really do anything. And this put me in a really awkward spot too, because if I was Kyle, I would have been switching into Volcarona right now because I'm asleep, there's no rocks up, and there's nothing I'm going to be able to do to him, and that scared me. So I'm going to stay in, and I'm going to try to wake up and get that first turn wake to get my rocks up. But he ends up opting to go into his Politoed to set up the rain. So I figured, okay, I have Clefable with Heal Bell. This isn't an issue. Clefable's also a special wall. I didn't actually bring a physical wall against Kyle. Kyle only has, I believe, 1 or 2 physical attackers on his total roster. So I figured 2 bulky special walls that also have some good physical bulk would be a good option. But this isn't even Specs. This Thunder or this Hydro Pump in the rain does so much damage. And I'm pretty sure he got a max damage roll in that last one. I don't like to calc in battle, but just kind of looking at the damage, I should have been able to survive that with about 1%. So I wasn't a fan. I was kind of upset I had to lose Clefable that early. But when we go into Thunder, so I'm going to take my rocks damage. And I'm not a big fan of that again because this Venusaur kind of stops it. And I don't have a solid recovery outside of leftovers. So I'm going to Thunderbolt, hit something outside of Venusaur hard. I figured he would go into Venusaur, but I didn't want to take the risk of him staying in, trying to live, and then going for a Hydro Pump and killing something else. So as you can see, it's not really doing too much. Just going to Volt Switch out again, trying to get some momentum going. But this Venusaur, I really need to shut it down. Because now that his Donphan's going, and once Venusaur gets shut down, my team's going to have a lot easier time. So I figure I'm going to go into Registeel. I know he can't put anything to sleep. He's probably going for the Leech Seed. But I got to get this thing awake, and I got to get Stealth Rocks up. That's my whole objective at this point. And I know with the rain, he's not going to be switching into Volcarona, because that would be stupid on that point, unless he really just plans on Bug Buzzing everything, which won't really do anything to Registeel. So right now my main objective is just get rocks up is before Volcarona even has a chance to get in. Rocks are going to help a lot, and it helps stall turns of rain. I didn't realize I thought he actually was Specs during the game. Turns out he was Damp Rock. I just didn't count the rain turns. I only counted 5, and I must have just missed some or wasn't paying attention to my counts. But I do get, I believe, the second turn awake, get the rocks up, and I know he also doesn't have a spinner now that Donphan is gone. So we're both stuck with rocks, and it's both going to hurt us a bit. He does, still have the Leech Seed going, so I figure I'm going to switch out just a little bit, and I'm going to fodder. I believe I fodder Charizard out, because at this point, he's worthless. He's not going to do anything. This is a good time to get a free switch into something effective. So, Charizard comes in, dies to the rocks, and he didn't do anything, which I was a little upset about. Had he brought Sun, Charizard would have been a great addition. But I bring in Feraligatr, the arguably the most controversial thing about Season 2. If you don't know, I traded the overall first pick of the GBA, which I had last year, of Aegislash, to Nick for, I believe, a 7th round pick in the expansion draft. Aegislash, it wasn't working with my team well, the synergy wasn't there. And I figured I'd rather have something with synergy than something that's quote-unquote good. And in this format where you know your opponent's team and you're able to game plan, it really shuts stuff down. Now with this, when I switched in, he did go for Sleep Powder and Mist. That doesn't come into play because I do carry the Lumberry on my Feraligatr, and I took the gamble that he would go for Sleep Powder over Mega Drain or Giga Drain just because he needs to get something to sleep. But as Kyle's going to learn, you don't mess around with threats. So Feraligatr netting that kill. I know Steve is going to be salty about that, but I got that nice +2, and I know this Latios is going to be faster than me. So my next plan of attack now is I need to paralyze this Latios. So I have 2 Thunder Wavers. I have my Prankster Thunder Wave and with Thunders, and I have Registeel, who I know can take any hits, and he just absorbs this Draco Meteor like it's his job. This is when I saw this damage, I was so happy because I knew he couldn't touch me, especially with Rain Out up. Surf isn't going to do much, and now he has this harsh attack fall, so you know he has to switch out. So my whole thing is, well, he's got to switch. Might as well just T-Wave something. I already have Stealth Rocks up. And I do carry on this one. I had Earthquake and Seismic Toss, so I figured just let's paralyze whatever we possibly can. He's going back into Politoed to set up the rain. I know he does have that Kabutops sitting in the back. That's probably at this point his win condition if Latios goes down, because he needs to have that Swift Swim and the priority with Aqua Jet. It's just if he can get a Swords Dance up or anything like that, he's going to be able to do a lot of work. So we got this our nice after turn effects here. Registeel's still sitting pretty good, and I don't have any complaints about what Registeel's doing. I think at this point I just go into Thundurus as fodder. I need to get something in safely, and I figured I wanted to get Feraligatr in because I knew he couldn't really do much, and I was going to get up a Swords Dance on his probable switch. But he ends up, because I still have my Lumbarian attack, so if he does have the Scald, the burn doesn't matter. He ends up missing, which is just huge for me. And Thundurus is able to net himself a kill. Had he missed that, it would have been a very different game, because I would have really had to rely on our Feraligatr to go and actually get a Swords Dance up. But he's going to go in to Latios now. I'm not sure what he was thinking or if he expected this, but the whole goal was perfect right now. I had the opportunity. Thundurus was gone to me, dead to me at this point. And the Thunder Wave on the Latios is huge, not even just for Parahacks, but just to get the things. It's slower, because I believe it's 110 base speed, and with what I have left on my team, that's faster than everything else, if I recall correctly. So I'm going to go into Feraligatr, and now that I know him faster, I can't mess around with Crunch, or with a Swords Dance or anything. I'm just going to go for the Crunch and take it out. and I opted the critical hit. It didn't matter. I calculated after the game. It was going to do around 57 to 66%, something like that. But the critical hit was irrelevant. So he's going to go into Kabutops, and I'm not really sure what he wants to do. And as soon as I see what Kyle's going to do, I just get so upset with it because I know that I just lost the game right here. I threw away my win condition because he just went for the Swords Dance. He's got a lot of rain going, a lot of turns of it. And I was like, great. Had I just stayed in with Feraligatr and Waterfalled, it probably would have done a lot, being that it's in the rain. But I figured, okay, well, even though this is a specially defensive Registeel, I still got 150 base special or regular defense. It's pretty bulky. Nope. I'm gonna drop just like a rock right there. Actually, I guess I dropped more like a piece of steel. But I figured, well, I know I'm not gonna be faster. Let's burn a turn of rain, and maybe he over predicts and goes for like Aqua Jet or something, and I can get an explosion off. That was my goal. But his Elf dies, so it's a 1-2 right now, Kyle's favor. I'm just like, great. I lost this game. It was a good game, but and the rain stops. So I go, okay, I might have a chance now. So he's +2. And I really can't risk doing anything outside of attacking, and he's going to Aqua Jet, which is great because Kyle said after the game he didn't realize he was faster by 2 base speed. And being that this is a Swords Dance Feraligatr, I don't have much speed investment anyway. So I go for the Waterfall, and it brings it down, and he doesn't go for Aqua Jet this time. He said for Stone Edge, just to get more damage because he knew the Aqua Jet wouldn't kill. And this is perfect because now I kill that, and all he has is a 50% Volcarona left. And Aqua Jet is just going to clean up from there. So great game, Kyle. Even though we both made some really dumb plays, it was a very exciting match. Go sub his channel, and thanks to Swaglift for recording this battle for me. Everything will be in the description. So check out the GBA WordPress, and Thunder up.